you know things are getting tough when you're drinking your calories at 8:30 in the morning. Anyway, today we're getting ready to bar. So my next few weeks of squatting on Sundays are going to involve getting into knee wraps. So that means that my sessions are going to take a long time. Last week I was in the gym for 3.5 hours and I only did like 3 exercises really, which is fucking insane. It took 2 hours to get through the wraps. So yeah, for that reason I'm getting in some calories early, and then I'm probably going to eat again in like another hour and a half or so, just because last week I got back from the gym and just catching up with food, which is not ideal when you are eating a lot of food. Yeah, I'm just getting some of that in right now. I'm doing some client programming, getting some people ready for their upcoming competitions. Competing in the same competition I am. Some of my clients are doing like the kind of earlier flights, which is going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge handling people as well as competing on the same day, but you know, needs must.
Did you take the funnel out without checking if it had all got into my bottle?
Did you not finish putting it into your bottle?
Oh, I just scooped it in because I was in the middle of it.
Just about to do it. We want to make more of a mess.
I can try.
Making our intro workouts, pre-workouts before hitting the gym. So naturally enough, with a very long session ahead of me, it's important that I do keep on top of nutrition, so that number one, I don't go fucking hypo, which I doubt I'm going to go hypo at this level of body fat.
I don't think that's possible.
But so I don't go hungry and feel like I'm running out of energy when you're training, because like that's definitely like the biggest thing, right? Like for me, if I start feeling hungry during a session, that's game over. And yeah, so having some intro workout carbs, some EAAs, again, expensive water flavouring. Is there a benefit to it? I don't really think so. I eat enough protein, but it tastes good. And then, because drinking carbs definitely doesn't give this kind of same level of satiety as eating something, so I do want to ensure that I have something towards the end of the training session, because I definitely felt that like last week, despite having this starting to fade in regards to feeling hungry. I was feeling hungry and I was feeling low energy, so I'm bringing this. Might even just give me some kind of placebo, and let me get through the rest of the session. Okay, we are about to start. Can you see the time? 12:12. Let's see what time we finish at.
Come on. Wait. Yeah, good. Come on. Good. Come on. Oh, yeah. Yep. Up. Yeah. Oh. The blood rushes back to your kids. Come on. Good single, let's go. Single? Yeah. Good? No. Wait, you picked it up. These are still. You want to go down that one? No, this is fun. Yeah, they go that way. Clear. There we go. Good. Come on, Jake. Come on. How does it? Yeah. Good.
I think we're finished a little bit quicker than we did last week, but that's just finished the squatting. So what was it taking me so fucking long last week is like the gym doesn't have a roller, so I'm hand rolling these and I kept fucking like dropping them and then just like unravel. It's paying an absolute dick. But I think this week the drops are feeling a bit nicer. On my top set, I did have a bit of an issue with depth, the 230 for 4. So, you know, on the final one, I was really making sure to sink it because it's just a little bit, it's harder to gauge depth because I'm so used to using like the hamstring to calf contact for like assessing where, like how deep I'm getting. And then as well, just the bar sits a little bit higher using the squat bar here as well. I'm not doing my like usual walkout as well because it's a little bit harder to walk out in wraps. So I'm just using a monolift to like just like drop into the squat essentially. So there's a lot here to kind of get used to versus like when you're squatting raw with knee sleeves and you're walking out. So it's like, it's good that we're having this block prior to the next block, which like the next block is going to be a lot higher intensity. We're going to be pushing the loads a lot more. This one essentially is for me to get used to these reps and get used to like the sessions as well, because yeah, they're very, very long. Anyway, it's an increase from last week. I am happy, but there's definitely still work to be done, and I need to make depth more consistent. I need to I'll break out at the bottom faster, because I don't want to be one of these people who, you know, they squat more in sleeves than they do in wraps, because I kind of feel 2 weeks in that feels like it's going that way. You know, I definitely don't feel very skilled at squatting at the moment. I feel like a newbie, but you know what? They're all learning curves, and one of the reasons I'm doing this one as well is like, not only do I want to compete with some big boys, but I also want to kind of gain the experience of competing in wraps, so that when my clients will compete in wraps, which they inevitably will, I can help them, as opposed to, you know, not being able to kind of understand the experience of what squatting wraps is like. You know, all these kind of tacit things like, you know, wrapping the rows, different ways to wrap your knees. Like today was actually, so last week I had hand wrapping my knees for all the sets. I self-wrapped for every set of squats there. So I'm really happy with that. That's like a little bit of kind of progress that I can take with me for the next session. And I found that I was able to get quite a consistent tight wrap across, like, especially my heavier sets. So, you know, I'm learning, and you know, I'm feeling pretty confident. So yeah, look, gonna finish wrapping these rolls, and we're still gonna finish wrapping these wraps and get in the bench.
store departments. You more like other star shit. I'm more the order, order, views to the water, straight from a page of your favorite author. And the
Post-workout meal, eventually after like fucking 5 hours. My god. So in this bowl we have rice, about 350 grams of cooked rice. We have some chicken thighs, we have some spring onions, black beans, as well as fine beans. Fine bean? Sesame oil, and then some black bean sauce. Actually having that shake this morning helped a lot, because last week towards the end of the session I was fucked, whereas I felt like I could keep going there, although definitely did not want to keep going because I was in the gym for almost 4 hours. So thank you very much to the boss for that suggestion. She signs off on pretty much all of my decisions, which is kind of sad, but
What's your decision?
my decision was about the shake.
Yeah, but you know what he did? He used my almond milk and then didn't tell me that I need to get more in the shop.
Get over yourself, will you?
Fuck off.
Oh, Christ almighty. I'm fucking bollocks. Just spent the last 15 minutes trying to get these things working. And, you know, our days are numbered in Canada. We are going to be moving. And we're going to miss this office. But one thing I will not miss is the echo. You know, I like to be able to record these like talking segments of the video in the office, but there is an echo. It's really fucking hard to edit, and it really grinds my gears. But I love this. I love the space. I have my nice L-shaped desk. I have my cool little lights. I have my anatomy posters. But you know what? Look, the next place we'll settle into it, and we'll get something that has no echo. Most importantly, even though I've bought so many of these things, right? These are like sound reducing things, acoustic filters or whatever the fuck they're called. I need to pad them up against the wall to fucking make them effective, really. So now they just take up space and make the office look messy. But anyway, I didn't come in here. I didn't come into the office to bore you with these silly issues. I actually wanted to just kind of touch on my training at the moment. So obviously you've seen today's session, and you know, this week I've been actually feeling pretty beat up. Have like aches in like both of my elbows. Like I have aches from curling in this one, and then I have aches from extending in this one. So it's like I can curl here, but I can't curl here properly. I can't flex my bicep properly. I think it's because when we were in Mexico, I was doing like AMRAPs on like pull-ups, and it just did loads and loads and loads of sets. So I just did too much volume essentially, and I kind of like sprained here. But I have not had the common sense to like stop doing curls. I've continued to do arm training, and it's one thing I'm really, really bad at is taking my foot off the gas. Like even if I have pain, like I will try my best to continue pushing. The only pain which I have really, well, that's actually a lie. I was going to say the only pain that would really put me off training is like a back issue, but I have made myself go to the gym and do whatever I can when I do have those issues, which is not a bad thing, right? However, you know, when it comes to like these kind of issues I'm having here, like I'm still doing curls, I'm still doing like extensions, and I'm kind of like just gritting my teeth to kind of get through it. And now I'm also kind of starting to feel the same with my fucking knees. My TFLs are starting to get like very cranky. So like when I'm like pushing out of the bottom of a squat, like it's actually sore. Like even a bodyweight squat or like sitting up out of a chair. And you know, these are signs that your body is telling you to say, like, or to tell me at least, to, like, you know, take a fucking chill and just take a step back. And it's what I need to do. I'm saying it here to kind of almost like hold myself accountable, because like when it does come to like bodybuilding, physique development, comes to like strength especially, like as well, you know, doing something like powerlifting where you're getting under heavy loads like very very frequently, like, yeah, is pain going to be part of the process? Absolutely. Is it something that you need to tolerate long term? No. Is there a way around training that you can train pain free? Absolutely. Will taking a step back or reducing your loads or reducing your volume temporarily to kind of help these issues kind of go away, will that help? Absolutely. And this is the thing, right? Like, I eat well. I plenty of calories, believe me. I sleep really well. My sleep efficiency, sleep quality is great. I keep myself adequately hydrated. I am rarely ever fucking stressed. My biggest issue is load management, and that is the primary thing to help you reduce these kind of issues. Like, I'm not a physio. I'm not going to say I am, but I know for a fact, like just from talking to physios, from like reading some of the literature, that load management is like the number one way to help you reduce these aches and pains that you pick up from training. Because, you know, typically these pains come from doing training, doing too much, like, you know, overdoing the volume or overdoing the loading from what you can recover from, or what you have yet to adapt to, or what you have kind of earned the right to load with, essentially. And this is your body's way of saying, hey, you know what? We were able to perform that, but, you know, we won't be able to sustain this rate of progress that you're trying to get us to do, because tendons and everything, they recover so much slower than the likes of muscle mass. So what I'm going to have to do this week is I'm just going to have to, well, number one, I'm going to get the arm day out of there, right? The arm day, like, well, I will go in and train delts, because I'm still able to train delts, but I'm actually just going to not do curls, right? I'm not going to do curls. I'm not going to do my extensions. I'm not going to do anything that puts me in pain, right? That's the main thing. Anything that puts me in pain, I'm going to give it a break for like the next week or so. And then after that, I'll start to gradually build back things in. I'll gradually build things back in, and, you know, add in a small bit of volume. I might just start off with like 2 sets, not pushing those 2 sets all the way to failure, because that's another thing, right? It's not necessarily just the volume that meant to work, but it's also the intensity of those efforts. You know, going beyond failure. With arms, it's very easy to push to failure all the way, go beyond failure. And, you know, again, that can be part of the reason why I'm kind of picking up these little niggles. And when we think about like long-term strength development, long-term physique development, pain, like it's as I said already, it's inevitable. But if it's something that gets in your way, it could potentially lead to something worse, and then that could really set you back from training. Then you don't actually have the choice to work around it, but you maybe have to like seek out rehab, right? Which I definitely don't want to do, because I have a competition going up to 10 weeks. So with that, this week, as I mentioned, I'm just going to make sure I'm going to reduce anything that's like causing me a lot of pain outside of the things that I need to do. Right? I need to do my squats for my competition prep. However, do I need to do my leg press with my like knees very far over my toes? Like getting a lot of knee flexion there, put a lot of pressure on my knee, which has definitely been sore. Probably not. Do I need to do leg extensions, which have also been quite sore? Probably not. You know, I could give them a little of a break. Am I going to lose muscle mass from giving a little bit of a break to them? Unlikely, because some of the work I'm still doing is going to be contributing towards, at the very least, maintenance, you know? And that's one thing that I think is part of the reason why I find it almost like hard to kind of let go of these things, because I'm like, oh, if I take a step back, well, I'm not making progress, but am I going to be losing progress? And, you know, again, like you can maintain muscle mass on such a low level of volume, up to 1/9 even. 1/9 is fuck all, right? And so, you know, having that little peace of mind that you take a step back can allow you to take bigger leaps forward in the future is thinking long term. I just need, like, again, look, I'm making this part of the video here because this is something I struggle with. I've struggled with taking a step back. I struggle with taking, you know, the kind of extra rest when I need it, because I love training. You know, I love it. The moral of the story, right, is if you are training and you are in pain, you know, like, don't necessarily just accept that, right? Try to find a way to work around it. You know, if it does mean take a little bit off the bar, if it doesn't mean reducing a little bit of volume, if it doesn't mean take some extra rest days or going a week without doing a certain movement pattern that is causing you irritation, you know, just let it be, right? Just let go of it. Give that little bit of kind of time to the area. Like, see if there's no pain without kind of movements, or with unloaded movements first of all, of course, and then see what type of loads you can tolerate before you build things back in, right? It's we want to be here lifting for a long time, and not just, you know, for the next few years, right? We want to be lifting for long term, and one thing that will severely limit that is if we don't look after ourselves. I'm telling you, right, if you are struggling to hit your calories, burritos are unbelievable. Best way to go about it. Well, maybe not the best way, but it's the best way for me. So anyway, have 3 wraps here. I'm going to scoop my rice, meat, and vegetable mixture. I'm going to wrap them up. I'm always off my ratios on these. One always has far more mixture than other ones, but I might do. Pop them into the air fryer. You would think after being in fucking Mexico, I'd be sick of Mexican food. But it's good. It is damn good. If you have been around the channel for a while, you'll probably noticed that my meals don't change all that often. I find something that I like, I eat it until I get extremely sick of it, which will take a long time. And in the instance of some meals, for breakfast for example, it has never changed. Never. Just gets bigger. Put a little bit of palm on it, it's pretty key to make them crispy, but they seem to be all out. Ho ho! It's a delicate procedure actually taking these out, because you don't want them to unwrap. Oh. Oh, look at those. Beautiful. Anyway, I am going to sign off for the day. Be back next week. Enjoy my 3 burritos and the Shield. Pretty fucking good series, but I'd say it's really grown me. So anyway, catch you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave the video a like.